Trying something a little bit different here, and I have read about this online, but I've never actually seen it. This is going to be a hybrid brisket, and I've been cooking the brisket on my Cuisinart pellet smoker, and it's nice, a little bit of a set and forget it, and you don't have to sit there and tend the fire all day, but the flavor is not nearly as good as cooking it with traditional offset smoker. I've previously done it with the offset smoker before I got my pellet smoker. It was absolutely delicious. The smoke taste was unbelievable. Problem is you have to stand by it all day. And I know I'm sure people will comment on their different strategies for making an offset smoker a little bit more set it and forget it, but nothing even close to the way it is with a pellet smoker. So I want the best of both worlds. I'm going to try an experiment that I've read about online where we started off in the offset smoker for about an hour, tend to the fire, make sure you got your 250, 225, whatever temperature you choose. I'm going to use oak to smoke it with for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I'm going to transfer it over to the pellet smoker for about another 3 to 4 hours before I wrap it and then actually throw it into the oven. Because what I want is the best smoke flavor I can get with the least amount of micromanagement possible. My wife wanted me to take another shot of this with it cleaned up because she said it looked gross before, and I can't blame her. This is the afternoon before our smoke, and I'm just getting everything ready to go for tomorrow, cleaning out the grills. 6:30 the next morning. We have the Oklahoma Joe ready to go. I'm using oak wood with a little mix of apple as well, just because the apple chunks I had were pretty dry. Smoker is at 250. We have 275 and 300, which is a little hot, but we are going to open it up for a second. So it should get down to, I want to smoke around 250 for a couple hours for sure. We have our brisket over here. Threw on some Goldie's brisket rub. Looks good to go. Trimmed it up a little bit. It is my first prime brisket ever. So we are about to throw this guy on. Then I'll drop it. And I'm going to get that side up. I'm going to go start with the point end facing the fire. I'm sure there's a better technique than that. I'm going to get some water in front. There we go. 2 hours. I'm going to try to manage that temperature. All right, we're about an hour, a little over an hour into the cook. I have temperature set up. I don't have one in the meat at this point. I just have it for ambient temperature inside the grill. One probe close to the fire, one probe close to the stack. I've been manipulating the temperature by opening and closing the top of the stack just to keep it right around 250, 275. It's significant, like right in the middle here, the probe says it's about 275. Over here, the probe says it's about 250. So it's tough keeping it the right temperature. If you want to come take a look in the firebox here, this is what I have. I have oak going. I'm trying to keep it just the right amount of fire so it's not too smoky. I kind of want some clear smoke coming out of my chimney, but it's pretty tough to maintain it that way, which is why I don't want to do this for too long. I think at the 2 hour point, I'm going to open this up soon and spray it with some apple cider vinegar. And then at about the 2 hour point, I'm going to move it over to the pellet grill, which I'm going to get started soon. So we're now at the 2.5 hour mark, which is about as long as I'm willing to stand out here early in the morning on the weekend and manage the fire. We're still going right about around 275 close to the firebox and about 250 close to the chimney. I'm going to take it off now. We have my pellet smoker ready to go at 250. Remember, with the offset smoker, I used oak the entire time, and I am actually using a Traeger blend, competition blend, which they say is cherry and hickory. So I'm going from 2.5 hours of oak, moving it over to cherry hickory blend. Not sure how it's going to taste. I'm sure it's going to be pretty good. So let's take a look at the brisket and move it on. Looks pretty good right now. Maybe this is a little burnt. I probably should have trimmed that a little more streamlined than I did, but that's okay at 2.5 hours. Switching it over to pellet smoker, we can manipulate that a little bit. Hopefully I don't drop it. Shame. Careful here. Let's see if I can do it like this. This would be nice. Oh yeah, perfect. So I'm going to manipulate this a little bit to compensate for burning right here. We'll move it right there for now. I'll spray it with my apple cider vinegar water blend. Good. I'm going to put my probes in. Go one on this end. Here. Should be good for now. So we now have this out. We're going to wrap it. It's at 170. So I'm going to do the foil boat method. We put some Wagyu tallow on the bottom. Keep it moist. And we'll try the foil boat method here. I'm sure people will tell me I'm doing this wrong too. Probably need a little more foil along the side there. Okay. So again, we are at about 170 here. I'm throwing this back in. Arc's looking pretty good for a pellet smoker. Happy with that. Gonna give it a little spray. And shut it back down. So I took the brisket off when the flat cut was at 203. The point cut I think was still like 195 or 197, but it felt like absolute butter with the probe. And there it is in my cooler resting, and if you can see, it's got definitely has a little jiggle to it. So we're gonna let it rest for a solid hour at least, and then we'll taste it. Alrighty, so here's the verdict. We'll find out. My hybrid smoker method here. Pretty good. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So it looks really good. Okay, but there's only one way to find out. Is I gotta taste it. So we'll do the pull test. It's pretty good. Okay, and taste test. It's way better than just a pellet smoker, that's for sure. Flavor's delicious. I think we got a winner here. So final conclusion is the hybrid smoker method gives way more flavor than just a pellet smoker. And I was able to go hit golf balls and enjoy my day, watch golf on TV, and not have to stand by the smoker and constantly worry about the temperature. So this works.